Well, this week, folks, is a dash down to the New Forrest to meet up with some friends and go to a biker breakfast. And for the eagle-eyed among you, you'll notice that I'm now in Lottie, the V-dub, and not in Millie, the Talbot Express. Well, as much as I love Millie, she's 20'1" long, 9 foot high, and maxing out at 60 mph foot on the ground. So there are times when I just want to get there quick, get there quietly, and get there with aircon, and get through all those pesky height restrictions that max out at 6'2". So hop aboard as we discover the delights of Lepe Beach and debate what really makes a true van lifer. So here we go, folks. Now, I know on some websites you get these really snazzy electronic maps. Well, that's definitely not the case here. So I'm just going to show you. Came down from kind of southeast London, followed down the A3, Potter, past Portsmouth and Southampton, and down to, well, basically Forley here and Lepoe, the little beach we've just been walking around down the bottom. So that's where it is. Right, dog? A bit tired? Well, monkey, you're a very perceptive monkey. What indeed makes a van lifer? It all started, my thinking on this, when I was watching a YouTube channel of a man and his wife who had got themselves a van, Talbot Express like I've got. They'd done it up and they go to places. And really good channel, very interesting. They do bits of repairs on, all that sort of thing. Show you new places a lot. And they often refer to themselves as van lifers. But I thought to myself, well, you're not really van lifers because you go on lots of trips and things, but you don't actually live in the van day to day. And then I thought to myself, well, hang on a moment. How many days do you have to live or stay in your van before you suddenly become a van lifer? Is there a minimum number of days? I mean, if you go on a really long holiday, if you go around Europe, are you a van lifer then and not when you come home? I actually describe myself as into van culture, not a van lifer. And you may think, well, this is just all semantics. You know, I say tomato, you say tomato, I say potato, you say patata, all that sort of thing. But I was into vans long before van life was invented. Roll back to 1999 when I was, after I'd left the army and I was just a humble student. I got myself my first bay window Type 2 Volkswagen, air-cooled, managed to blow 3 engines up, another story. And I continued living in that van. Even when I had a perfectly good flat made of bricks and mortar, I still tended to sleep out in the garden in my van. And vans have always fascinated me as I have been growing up. You know, I always like fascinated to see new age travellers parked at the side of the road and all that stuff. And by the way, van life, maybe a new title for a very old phenomenon. In my day, I think van lifers were called new age travellers. The only real difference being between now and then is a van lifer is more likely to have access to a shower, and a van lifer is probably less likely to have hassle off the police than a new age traveller. Hey, I'll leave that for another time. So what makes an authentic van lifer? Now, I have to say, a lot of my angst comes from being a biker, because over the years there's been a hot debate as to what constitutes a biker. Are you a biker even when unfortunately you perhaps lose a leg, you can't ride a bike anymore? And kind of I got to the bottom of it with, it's all about what's in your heart. It's a state of mind, it's an attitude, it's an ethos. You know, people who are into bikes and going to rallies and all the rest of it, they're bikers, and if they haven't got a bike for a time, so be it. And I guess it's the same with a van. But you know, are you still a van lifer if you actually own your own home? Are you a van lifer if you don't have a dog or cat in your van? Are you a van lifer if you don't have a YouTube channel and tell everyone of all the places you've been to? You know, all this stuff, it gets too much for my mind sometimes. For me, I reckon van life is definitely about a state of mind. It's kind of where your heart is. For example, if you live in a van or a car, because you've been evicted from your home, and you haven't chose to do that, you might not feel you're a van lifer. You might absolutely hate the fact you're stuck in the back of a shitty old panel van or living in a car in Sainsbury's. But it does seem to come from here. And, you know, where does van life begin? Does it begin when you dream of getting that first shitty old panel van and you finally go and buy it off eBay and it's totally empty, it's got nothing in it, but you begin to dream in here of all the places you're going to go, and your other half, Mr. or Mrs., is sort of giving you grief because you're ordering too many things off eBay. Now, no doubt, sooner or later, the name will change. It's van life at the moment. It was new age travelling. No doubt it'll be something again in a couple of years' time. But there's something there about that desire to travel, the freedom, the not paying rent, the ecological aspect of living in a van. I mean, boy, is it good for ecology. I know I use 10 litres of water a day now. You don't know that when you're in a house, you haven't got a clue. I use 10 litres. I know how much rubbish I generate every couple of days. I know how many watts of electricity kind of gets me through the day. So it is good stuff like that. So, what's a van lifer? How long's a piece of string? Hello, doggy. What are you doing? Well, after a great weekend seeing pals and beautiful countryside, it's time to head home, stopping off in rural Oxfordshire. Time to walk doggo on a Ridgeway trail just off the A34, and please hit the like button and subscribe if my poor editing and poor content hasn't yet put you off, and keep doing good things because it really will change the world and make the world a better place.